Welcome to this tutorial where we'll be showing you how to summarize audio, video, and text. So this is the pipeline that we're using. This is just the sample pipeline on our website. And I know it looks kind of complicated, but at the bones of it, it's pretty simple. So this is a video from our webinar a couple weeks ago. And if I play it, this is the transcript on the right. And once I play it, you can see it's the same.
What is the biggest problems that organizations have when they're trying to retrieve these?
So on the right, there's 4 key things that are shown. The first is the actual transcript. This is just word for word straight from the video. The second is the actual summary. This is done through the LLM model that we have in our pipeline. And as well as the bottom 2, which are the key points and the entities. These essentially just simplify the summary even more into bullet points. And the key entities, right? What's being mentioned the most, what are the key topics in the actual video. So now let's actually run the pipeline. So let's start from scratch. So let's go to Home, New Project. And this will be the content summary webhook from our templates, right? So here is the actual pipeline itself. It starts off with a webhook, and then it goes into the audio transcribe connector. The top one will do strictly audio, and the bottom one will do the video, right? And then from there, they're both being fed into the text summarization LLM connector. And this is where the actual summarization happens, right? So if I click into this, you can see the actual parameters that you can change, right? So like number of chunks, words in each summary, words in each key point, and entities, you can enable, disable them in however you choose, right? And then below is the LLM model that we're using. This is connected to the summarization through the invoke endpoint. And this essentially just lets the text summarization connector to leverage the LLM that you're choosing. And this is finally sent into the HTTP results, right? So this is the pipeline. The only thing that you have to change for it to run is in the model itself, the LLM model. You need the API key for it to run, right? So in this case, we're using the Gemini connector. You can use whatever LLM model you're comfortable with or have the API key for. And you can get the API key from their website. And there's loads of tutorials online on how to do that. So yeah, now that we have everything sorted out, we can run the pipeline. So once I press run, the project log will pop up. And in a couple of seconds, the webhook URL will show up. And this is what we need to actually use through any API tester that we want. In this case, we're using the Talend API tester. You can use whatever API tester that you're comfortable with. We're just using Talend because it's one of the more simple and easier ones to use. So now I'm in Talend, so we'll paste the webhook URL into the top. And make sure you change the method to put. And then in query parameters, you see the one for API key. We want to copy that and put it into headers. So we'll create a new header and label it authorization and paste the API key. So this will actually let the API tester talk to the pipeline, right? And you can deselect API key from the query parameters. And we'll be adding a second header. This will be content type. And you don't have to put a value for this right now. Talend will automatically put it based off of whatever file you upload. So the last thing we need to do in Talend is, do you see this under body? We need to change the text into file. Since we're uploading, in this case, an MP4 file, a video file, we need to drag and drop it, right? So if I add this MP4 file, this is the one I showed earlier from our webinar. If we add that, then we should be good to go, and we just press send. So once I press send in Talend, this will send it to our pipeline, and it'll process, run through the whole pipeline, and send it back. This will take, in this case, our file is relatively small. It's only 134 megabytes. It'll take about 20 to 30 seconds. Now we have our response. As long as you see the green banner, then everything's good to go. And this is the JSON that is returned from our pipeline. And the only thing that's important to us right now is under objects, under this object name will be the text. So if I copy this, because right now it's just in one really long line, it's not very easy to read, right? So if I copy that and I'll go to an empty text document and paste it, you can see that in the top we have the transcripts. Right next to it, we have the summary. And then under that, we have the key points and entities, right? So yeah, this is exactly what we're looking for, right? The top is just a word for word transcripts, just a summary, and the key points. Perfect. So yeah, this was the content summary with the webhook. Thank you so much for listening. I can't wait to see what you guys can do with it, and I hope to see you again in the next tutorial video.